Welcome back to American Whiskey. As always, I'm your favorite fat boy host in the whole entire world, Big Sturge. Over on the other side of the studio, as always, our very, very reliable co-host, Justice League.
How's it going, guys?
And then we've got the one and only storyteller, Michigan fan.
Yeah, here we go.
Meathead, Uncle Joey.
Always got to be the Michigan fan.
It's true.
What's happening, everybody?
Today, we're excited to have Tony and Jessica on. I'm going to let them tell what it is, but welcome back. Grab a beer, grab a drink, grab a whiskey, grab whatever it is you like to sip on a Monday night. Sit back, relax, and we're going to get started. So if you had a bad Monday, we'll try to help you out here, get you a little tipsy and feeling good to move on. And it's a holiday week. Not all of us got to work all week, so it could be a short week. So
definitely
let's
short
get
week.
started here.
Short week.
Yes. So Tony, we got you on here. Jessica, we got you on here. The very first thing that we like to do is go around the room and talk about what we're sipping on. Justice League, I know you got a Taco Bell glass over there. What are you sipping on?
So on the drive over here, I was driving by Taco Bell, and out of nowhere, it popped in my head. I was like, let's get a Baja Blast and mix in Widow Jane's Applewood with it. And it actually tastes pretty fantastic. I'm pretty happy about it. It was pretty good.
I tried it. Uncle Joey, what are you sipping on?
Well, a very good friend of ours gave me a jar of some corn liquor, and I turned that corn liquor into some peach cobbler, and I'm smashing the rest of this jar of some peach cobbler.
And evening. If there's anything about Uncle Joey, if there's a drink in front of him, it will be gone, whether it's a gallon or not. So, Tony, what are you sipping on? I've seen your glass hit your lips a few times.
Well, a couple things. Hydrating with vodka and a little bit of seltzer water, and also have a old fashioned with our 100 proof rye, Scotty's 100 proof rye.
It's very important to stay hydrated, so I am proud of you for the vodka hydration. And our favorite drink in the studio is Uncle Joey's old fashioned. So
when we swing back around, I have a question for you.
Jessica, what are you sipping on tonight?
Hey guys, I've got OJ, orange gin, and Sprite.
Oh, that sounds pretty good. That sounds
sounds actually really refreshing.
That's the word I was looking for.
Yeah.
Very good. Uncle Joe, you had a question.
How do you make your old fashions? There's several different ways people make them, different varieties, different techniques. What's your go-to old fashioned?
So as my daily drinker, we have an old fashioned mix that we have in our shops. It's kind of got everything all involved. Is it Boot Black? Is that what it is, Jess?
Yeah, Boot Black is a great supplier of ours out of Rhode Island, and they make all their own syrups in-house.
Shout them out.
In Ohio. Yeah.
Can you tag them there in the comments there, Dylan?
What was that one more time?
Boot Black cocktail syrups.
Boom. See if we can tag them.
Yeah, so you get like 25 old fashions in there, but yeah, I typically am a little sweeter. I like mine probably a little more like Big Sturge, a little more in that 90 to 100 range. Yep. And
I don't even mind like anywhere 80 between 80 and 100. I mean, that's
I've given him a couple 100 pluses that he's been okay with, but it's not very many. Yeah,
I'm with Tony on that. Yeah, it to me, and I think too, like I don't mind a burn, but sometimes like over the years, if I get anything too hot, I get like acid reflux or something. That could be very well a lot of that.
Why you don't like it?
Yeah, right? But that Booker's I had that was 126. You kind of just drink it real slow and stuff. It's okay, but
you did not drink that slow.
Yeah, that's right. I haven't drank in 20. Yesterday was the first time I had a beverage at all, alcoholic beverage in 20 days. So,
but he tasted this thing, and normally he hates hot stuff.
It's true.
He tasted this, and next thing I know, it was gone.
It's true.
That's good. He must have liked it.
It was good, man. So I don't know. Who wants to go first, but I'd like you guys to tell everyone that's listening who you are and then kind of dive into what it is that you guys are doing over at AM Scott Distillery and what it is you guys have to offer. I don't know, Tony, if you want to start out, or Jessica, it's up to you guys.
Hey, Jess, let me tell the backstory and then you can kind of go from there about that.
Yeah, sounds good.
All right. So I drinker by heart and I used to be in the beer business. Our whole team used to be in the beer business. We were fortunate enough to be part of Moeller Brew Barn for many years. Grew that business from 18 to 22. And in that process, and we sold our portion in 22. And in that process, I ended up with a distiller's license, and started through that kind of as a pet project, not to make money, but just to, experiment and have some fun with that side of the business through getting, having the hand sanitizer, doing hand sanitizer. So, and we ended up losing so much money on the hand sanitizer because nobody used it, that I had to figure out a way to make money with it. So we started down the process of, how can we bring this to life? And when I sold the business, I really, I'm 43 years old. I couldn't retire. And so I went to my staff and marketing staff, and Jess was the CMO at Moeller. And I said, hey, you want to come with me and start this up and bring something else to life? And we had a couple construction restaurant projects that we were working on at the time, and kind of was a natural fit for us to go forward. And, when we were doing it as a pet project, we really made a decision at that point that there's a lot of people that are better at a lot of things than us. And so I went out and from 2020, 2021, most of 22, just trying to make sure that we were finding good partners to help us with to create our mash bill and put a good product into the market and really learn as much as we can. We knew beer, and we learned beer, and just tried to do the same thing. So we found some really good partners, and we're able to, 9 of our staff came with us when we opened the project in October of 22. And, went live April 1st with OHLQ of 23, and started expanding our stores in July, and which has been wildfire. We'll be well over 20,000 bottles by the end of the year sold in like 6 months. So
you guys really hit the gas pedal.
Yeah. And, part of that is we didn't have that lag, that learning curve, because, most of the alcohol world is built the same. It's just different products. And we're very fortunate of that. And our marketing team and our accounting team, they knew those businesses. So, now we have a staff of 12 and a couple construction projects going on, and I'll let Jess take it from there.
All right.
Yeah, so my background is in marketing, design, architecture, a little bit of everything in that sense. Worked at a lot of architectural and design firms after college. Ran my own design studio for a while. Really love telling a great story about a great product. And if it's a homegrown product, it's even better. We have 2 stores right now that sell not only our spirits, but other locally made products as well. And so back in 2022, when Tony asked me to join, I was really excited about the project, and I knew that there was a great story to be told and an even greater story to develop alongside the products. Miami County, and really, as you guys know, the Dayton area is known for a lot of great innovation, and there's a lot of great history there. And so, we're in Troy, we're Hobart, and all kinds of really cool history is. And so we like to celebrate that and come alongside that and kind of create our own thing as well. So we have like Tony said, we have a really great team of designers and accounting people and production staff, and really kind of putting all of our best feet forward to do this. And it's just been really exciting to see it take off. It's been, no 2 days look the same. We've ran into hurdles here and there, but that just comes along with the startup business. And we're really, I think, proud of where we've come, and there's a lot still to happen. We are in the process of getting ready to open up a cocktail lounge and speakeasy style bar and restaurant right in downtown Troy. It's in an old 1928 theater. So it's an old vaudeville stage, which is meant for live performance. And so hopefully in February of this next year, we'll open that up. And it's just a great way for us to add to the downtown flavor of Troy and really the area, but also give people an opportunity to come in and try our spirits in some great cocktails. So that's happening. here shortly. And then also in 2024, probably mid-year or so, we will open a second location in Plain City, which is right outside of Columbus, if you're familiar with the area, in the old clock tower building. So
Nice.
Tony and I said the other day, we don't work on too many projects that are less than 100 years old. So that seems to be our theme going from
Well,
the Tabernacle in Troy.
Uncle Joey, I'm sure he's waiting for me to ask it. I'm like, is it haunted?
We've had some good stories come from the Mayflower. I'll leave it at that. You guys can come in and
Okay.
check out for yourselves.
Very cool.
It's an old building. There's been a lot of life that's been lived there. A lot of
Absolutely.
cool memories with it being a theater and an art center as well. So we're excited to just share what we've been working on here soon with people.
I think it sounds like you guys have really, it sounded like this, Tony, it sounded like you guys, or you had this idea and you didn't really wait. You just kind of, you know, you knew what you wanted to do. You guys got together, you formed the crew. It sounds like you already had a good crew before you even shifted over into, you know, the spirit game. But that's really awesome. Can't wait for the speakeasy. That sounds like, you know, something that's right up our alley for sure. So you guys sent a vodka and a bourbon in the mail to us. I was curious if you guys could kind of break down each one of those for us. And we actually poured them out into, each of us have a little bit of it. We'd like to review it with you guys on here. But I don't know if you guys would like to kind of explain the process of both of those and kind of how they came about. Is it like a family recipe, or is it, you know, Tony, did you kind of just were able to come up with this on your own, or how that came about?
What'd you send them, Jess? I'm sorry.
I believe you have 6 times distilled vodka and small batch bourbon.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. So our 6 times distilled vodka is just a product of going through and tasting mash bills that we liked. And to be honest with you, I like vodka, and our goal was, hey, if we're going to go wide, we've got to appeal to the masses. So it's got to be one of the best tasting vodkas on the market, and it's got to be smooth. It can't be hot, and it needs to be economical too. So that kind of that there's like quality at an affordable price type of a concept, but we wanted to use 100% grain on it, and that's what we came up with. And we're really proud of our vodka. It sells really well. We've taken some space from some of the bigger folks now that people are getting it in their mouth. It's some of the bigger folks now that. I'm sorry.
I think we had, it was back feed.
Yeah. I don't
Oh,
know.
okay. All right. But yeah, so it's selling well, and it's our top clear liquid that we sell. Our traditional vodka, which is usually you have to put some flavor in it to get it to be a good seller, and for us to expand into other markets, we need a really good core neutral grain spirit. So that's what we came up with there.
So Jessica, do you like it? Do you like the vodka?
I do. Yeah. It's a great mixer. We've also really kind of gone down. If you guys come in sometime, we'll have you check out our flavored vodka line as well. Those have gone over extremely well, especially with the holiday season. We just came out with a peppermint vodka, which people have really been digging. And like Tony said, we're after the value of it as well. So all of our vodkas are $19.99, super affordable, but
wow.
also 6 times distilled. So smooth, clean, easy drinking kind of thing.
Yeah, so we got it in our glasses. Uncle Joey, I saw you over there sipping on it. I've got to try it. Why don't you kind of start us off, man, what you're thinking on it?
I'll say this. These guys have already established before we even put this in the glass that these two aren't huge vodka drinkers. I don't mind vodka. It's like you said, it's a neutral spirit, but I can definitely taste the grain. I mean, it's a solid, there's no burn. You are correct there. It's a, you know, to put this in a glass and just sip on it by itself, not a lot of people do that with vodka. It's usually a mixer. But I will say, to try it and to sample it, it's a smooth drink. You guys did a really good job with this. And at that $19 price point, you really can't miss with that, because it does very much drink like a more expensive vodka.
Nothing's affordable anymore.
And I'm going to be honest with you. Wheatley is one of my new favorite vodkas. And this, I be honest with you, comparison and taste wise, I would drink this every bit as much as I would drink that Wheatley. So you guys are doing well as far as, because that's a popular vodka right now. They're doing very well with that. So I could see where you guys could lure some people away from many different other vodkas. This is a very good drink. You guys are doing a good job. This is awesome.
Yeah, and coming from somebody, when we first poured these, Anthony and Big Sturge and I were saying that we're not big vodka people.
No, that's good.
I smelled it and I was like, wow. I was like, that's going to be hot. And then I tasted it, and I actually could sit here and sip on this. Not something I would say about very many vodkas. So kudos to you guys. I could sit here and sip on this for a while.
So I'll be honest with you guys. I'm an honest fella. Sometimes it bites me in the ass. Sometimes it doesn't. But when they came over here, when I was pouring their glasses, divvying it up, I gave Uncle Joey a little bit extra just because we're not vodka drinkers.
I said no.
And I said the very first thing, just same thing when we first started the podcasting, if people just tell us that everything is good, you can't get any better, right? It's how do you, so I'm like, make sure you're honest about it. I know we don't want to hurt people's feelings and, but it's always best to give an honest and true opinion. And so I was going into this like I was going to not like it.
That's how I was.
I don't know what it is about it, but I get a very, very, like, it's almost like banana sweet. It's weird. It's not like straight up sugar sweet or anything, but it's sweet. And I like sweet drinks. We were talking about old fashions. It's there's that little bit of sweetness there, but in my opinion, I think this is a probably one of the better vodkas I've tried.
Yep,
good.
Because it's like it's got that. There's nothing artificial tasting to it. If that makes any sense at all. But yeah, kudos to you guys. That's $19. That's crazy.
Because how many vodkas have we drank and it burns all the way down?
Not a lot because I don't drink it.
Exactly.
Oh, I guarantee if we went out and bought a handful of $19 other bottles of vodka,
you spit half.
We used to call those, like when I was in high school and college, we used to call it coming at you vodkas because drinking.
There's probably not a lot. There's probably not a lot of those that we're going to get for that price that are going to be as smooth and have that real good quality flavor. That's got a really nice flavor to it.
And I think that's huge, coming from our mouths because, like I said, we're not vodka drinkers. Uncle Joey will dabble with it. He'll mix up things with it. But I'll be honest with you, Tony, I'm not mixing that.
No, that's
no reason.
Yeah.
No reason.
Shots.
So go ahead. I want to hear your guys' thoughts on that. And
yeah, we appreciate the kind words. You try to make stuff that you like, but you also think about other folks and you hope people like it. And the response has been really good. And we do appreciate the kind words. And, that's the one cool thing about it is if you start with a good base product like that, Jess and her team, they're amazing. We've got blueberry and strawberry that are in most of the liquor stores. And, we've got cinnamon bun and orange creamsicle and all sorts of other cool stuff that you can make off those iteration. And, so we'll
get back to this later. We're going to go find a liquor store.
Some Jello shots. Yeah. I see some Jello shots in our future
with
that. Yeah.
It's interesting because I think Sean even just commented on here. Sean Rigsby was still talking, Uncut podcast, he said 75% of vodka on the shelf's probably going to be flavored. That's a huge thing right now. But this doesn't need to be flavored. This is really good. Out of curiosity, what makes it sweet, or do you guys get a sweetness out of it?
Yeah.
Just
I wasn't super sweet for me. I got the grain. I got a nice grain flavoring from that. Not overbearing, of course, but you could definitely a nice smoothness into the drink.
I was just kind of curious if there was anything that would have made it sweet.
Yeah, the grain mash bill, the specific grain mash bill that we use makes it a little sweeter, in my opinion. We also use a little bit of Fulton Farms strawberry distillate in all of our products. Okay. You really won't taste that through that, but all those little things that we put into it, we just like I said, we have some folks out of Cincinnati that mass produces but for us because we just can't make the volume that we go through.
Right.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it.
It's a solid vodka. You guys did a good job.
So let's move over to the Scott's bourbon whiskey. What do we got there? Yep.
That's our single barrel, but it's real similar in look to what you have there.
It is. Yeah.
But yeah, so that's actually the full bottle that I've been drinking.
So this is what I'm really excited about, because I think it was probably about 6 or 7 weeks ago. I went to Cake and Cork here in Springfield to get a bottle. These guys know I'm a huge Weller Special Reserve person. They had a couple cases, so I was like, I'm gonna get one. And right next to it, I saw your guys' box. Never heard of it before. And I don't know if it's this bottle or not. You can probably answer it. That box right there, that's one out of like 120 something, I believe.
Yeah, that's the small batch box that you bought.
Yep, I saw that and I was like, I've never heard of this before, but I'm definitely getting this over what I like so I can try something new. So when he told me that we were having you guys on, I was thrilled to hear more about it.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Anything that's tied to a small batch, I feel like is a solid, would be a solid drink. You know, a lot of the extra put in just to that one batch.
Well,
I think
Uncle
what
Joey,
makes
why don't
really
you go ahead
good.
and take us away on what you're tasting and what you think of it, brother?
The smell, it's got some good smell to it. I'm a little stuffy from this wonderful weather change we're having, but I get a nice
Well, just shoot it up your nose.
it's a little bit of brown sugar like we usually get, but it's a nice smoky, not really smoky, but a nice oak. I really get that. I'm about to take a drink. I really want to drink of this. Hold on.
Vanilla.
Vanilla.
Oh yeah. Get a little vanilla. That's nice. What's the proof on this?
That's a 92 proof 4-year. It's a 21% rye.
That's a 4-year.
Yeah. And it's 21% rye, and we don't do any more than 5 barrels blended.
Okay.
So our small batches, which is our lowest price point of what we do, is 5 barrels or less.
So
that rye is nice in there,
yeah,
by the way. It's nice and it's nice, subtle. It's not too much of a burn. It's not too heavy.
What was the price point on this one?
That's $39.99 retail.
Nice.
It's worth every bit of that.
Well, and you know, I've been really big here lately. I've been really doing a lot of research and just doing a lot of reading on the Ohio bourbon circuit and a lot of the Ohio bourbons, and that $40 is that nice price point for a good bourbon, and I'm not mad.
And I think we always say that 40 and under, I think is, you know,
that's a good drink.
Dylan, what are you thinking, man?
Man.
I go on, man. Tell us.
I love this. I get heavy on the vanilla. It just, to me, it smacks me up front, and it doesn't burn going down. So, of course, we like that smoothness to it. The rye settles in nice there at the end, and it's just a phenomenal drink.
It's a good drink.
Just like you said, $39.99. I believe the small batch is still affordable. Isn't that $49.99?
That's the single barrel. Yeah, our single barrel is $49.99. Our barrel proof is $54.
Yeah, they're all very affordable.
So I don't know. I wouldn't necessarily, in my opinion, say it's super smooth going down, but it's not necessarily a bad thing.
Right.
Absolutely not.
It's
I kind of, be honest, I kind of wish we had more.
Yeah, no, for sure.
I'm being serious. I will probably go buy a bottle of this because I want to drink more of that.
Here's what I'm thinking. To me, it tastes it goes down a little hotter than 92, but I really think that if I put a couple ice cubes in a glass of that, I think it'd really open it wide open for me. But it's a very, very good
it's good
bourbon. I'm with Uncle Joey on that. You really get that rye in it for sure.
It comes in the back kind of nice.
Yeah,
there.
It really does. But it's a real the flavor. I always say it, and these guys are gonna laugh when I say it, but if I could get that in a candle and burn it to smell it, I would get it
that in a candle.
It has it's a 10 out of 10 on smell. It's a very good and I don't mean anything against it, not necessarily smooth. When I think smooth, my definition's a little different than most. Because to me it's a little hot, but I think it's really, really good. And I think an ice cube with a nice pour of that, would open it right up for me.
Anthony's whole
Well-
house would be filled with bourbon candles.
It would be.
That's all
Hey,
he just
listen, at our stores, we sell a candle called Shot of Whiskey Blonde.
Guarantee
So
I get it.
might need to stop in and get that.
Guarantee it. So,
So I got a quick question. Let's back up to
well,
your
hold on, Uncle
location. here.
Joey.
Okay.
I wanted them to kind of bounce off of what we said about their.
Yeah. So we appreciate the comments, and we're proud of our small batch. Our mash bill, to be honest with you, it gets smoother at 100. And so if you try our single barrel, I think that you would probably it's far and away our best seller, our single barrel. And it's $49.99, but we sell a lot of small batch too, and it's very, very good. But for whatever reason, it smooths out as it gets even that 8 proof, that little bit of 8 proof. And it goes barrel to barrel as well. But that limestone, so we have a limestone well in Urbana that we get all of our water from. And for whatever reason, at 92, it makes it just a little hotter than what it does at 100. And so, when you come in, we'll let you taste that single barrel and see what you think. So
Awesome. Sounds great. And you can mark that. We'll definitely be there for sure. Uncle Joey, I know you had something you wanted to add in there.
I was just going to ask back to the whole your location there in Troy. Prior to you establishing your business, were there any other distilleries in Troy?
Yeah, there's 2 other great distilleries in Troy. 3 completely different business models. Indian Creek Distillery, which is kind of in between Springfield and Troy, very, very craftsman, frontiersman type. They have an unbelievable site. And then Hainer. Jess, you want to speak on Hainer?
Yeah, so Greg Taylor and Andrew Wanamaker, they run the Hainer Distillery. Really great story there. So at one time, just before Prohibition, they were the largest mail order whiskey company in the world. Nice. And of course, kind of went away during Prohibition times. But over the last couple years, they found the recipes, and they're working with a company and remaking that same bourbon and sharing that. So they're in a great spot on Lincoln, in the Lincoln Studios right now in Troy. So really cool that Miami County has 3 of them. There's a pretty cool little sweets and spirits trail that send people on between wine-ins and distilleries, and just some really neat stops in Troy. So
I didn't honestly realize there were that many up that way. That is absolutely awesome that your guys' little area in Troy can handle that many distilleries, and it sounds like you guys are all functioning and doing well. I mean, that is absolutely awesome.
So a couple questions that I have for you. Do you guys get a lot of your items and the product that you're using locally? I mean, is that something that you guys are striving for, or what about that?
Tony, you want to talk to that or no?
Oh, I mean, most of those goods that you get through Provisions are locally sourced. So you want to talk?
Yes. I thought you were talking about the bourbon. So yeah, our store is full of locally made goods. Like I said before, we just love to celebrate the artisan and really the process of that. And so Provisions was a brand that I started a couple years ago, honestly, out of the basement of my home. It was just kind of an online retail store that really celebrated the history of innovation in Ohio. And never did I think that this soon and this fast and furious would it be an actual brick and mortar store. It's right downtown in Troy. I don't know if you guys have been to downtown Troy before, but we're right down by the main traffic circle. And so again, it's a way we've married these 2 brands, the Distillery and Provisions Co., so that we can sell our spirits with inside of Provisions. And so that corner of the Mayflower building is open, and the shop is open Tuesday through Saturday. And we're excited when we open the other half of the Mayflower. That's where the restaurant and live music venue will be. Right. And so on your way in or out, there's a connected doorway there. So if you have a really great cocktail in the restaurant and you want to be able to make that at home, you can grab the spirits and all the ingredients to go with it on your way out.
So
that is awesome.
You asked if anyone has been to downtown Troy. First off, I'm a big fella. I know where Kay's Burgers is. I know right where it's at. So yes, I know exactly where you're talking about.
Yeah,
but and we have Bloody Mary mix that we have that's made in Medway, Ohio. Our honey comes from St. Mary's, and we have we just are in the process. We just did a bourbon honey that we're going to be launching here shortly with a local honey maker. And then we put our bourbon in the honey barrels to go back into that. That'll be released in 2024. We have a local entrepreneur out of Casttown that makes our dilly beans and our pepper relish.
Okay.
We have Wildman Spices, which is over by you guys. They make our grilling spices, and we have our own bacon ketchup and dill pickle ketchups and all these things from Ohio that are made local, that Jess and her team have procured, and it's really cool because these people get make Hobart tea towels from the mixers and all these other things that they don't get an opportunity to sell to the mass market, that we're able to maybe grow their wealth and grow their companies. So but yeah, and through our bourbon too, right? So guys like you want to come in and taste the bourbon, like, oh, I didn't even know this stuff was in and around Ohio.
Yeah.
So
That's very cool.
Yeah.
I know that's something we love to hear. When we started this podcast, man, that local was Ohio in general. I know Uncle Joey, Justice League, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but once we kind of got acclimated into the moonshine community and the whiskey community, something that we've loved the most is Ohio. Like, just to realize that we're on the map. We make great product. You don't have to go just down to Bardstown, Kentucky for a good bourbon. You don't have to go to Kentucky for moonshine, or Tennessee for a good moonshine. There's really good product that's sold here in our home state. There's a lot of things that are going awesome. I mean, there's tons of breweries, there's a ton of distilleries, and it just seems like it's distilleries in Ohio is growing. Like it's something that's taken off. I think I would say probably since COVID.
It seems like it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, like you said, you talked about that, and then we got our buddy old Vaughn Davis up there who's supplying all these places up there in Rockford.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Ohio's strong. I mean, but from the beginning, from the seed to the drink
to the football field.
I mean, well, anyway,
got him.
It just, Ohio's doing wonderful things, and whatever laws passed, whenever it was a few years ago, that opened all the distilleries up and all these opportunities. I think it's wonderful because it shows, Ohio does have heritage. Ohio does have roots in the whiskey, the moonshine, the vodka, just the spirit making world. We have been there, and we've been there for a long time.
And
it's nice to show that we can do this.
There we go. So
and shout out to OHLQ too. OHLQ really does a nice job with the Ohio distilleries. I mean, they've been great with us. And if you go to like the Craft Distillers Guild, the thing that they had at Henmick Farms this year, it was amazing to see all these local folks, and they sold it out in 30 minutes.
That's the first time I've ever heard anything good about them.
Yeah, a lot of people don't have a lot of things good to say about OHLQ. So it is
awesome.
nice to hear somebody on your
For
side.
us, they've been great.
They've
been great. So
Dylan,
they've been great.
You said you were going to chime in there. What'd you have to say, buddy?
So we've been talking a lot about Ohio. We've had a few listeners in here that have actually asked, what all states do you ship to, or what all states are you guys in?
Yeah, so right now our website, and obviously Ohio law, allows us to ship to 8 different states, and we can share a link to that here in the show notes, I'm sure. And then we're also really proud to be able to say we can ship to all 71 U.S. military bases. So, yeah, we're getting ready to release a special line that our team in-house all designed. There's some pretty amazing bottles. The labels represent each branch of our military. And so we're getting ready to release those. We're anxiously waiting on the labels to come so we can get those labeled up and shared on social. But that's really kind of the backstory of this whole brand. Is Tony's grandpa, Scotty, is really the hero of the story, I guess. Tony, you can talk about him a little bit more, but and it's not just Grandpa Scotty, all of us, whether you guys are or know someone that's a veteran. Man, you asked earlier, like, what do we love about America? We wouldn't be doing this, we couldn't do this if we didn't live in America. And so we're really proud to be able to do that, but we realize that it's because of our forefathers and grandmothers that allowed us to be able to really build this dream and have this vision and be able to execute on it. And so the littlest thing we can do is, celebrate our heroes by designing some really cool labels to celebrate each branch of the military. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
That is awesome.
I would like a Marine Corps one.
Yeah.
Oh,
He's
yeah,
a
there's
veteran. He's a
two.
Marine Corps veteran.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
my grandfather Scotty, which is how we started out that brand, it was Scotty's. It got into a point where we couldn't trademark it because it's pretty generic, and there was a lot of Scotties out there, so we had to switch it back to AM Scotts. And if you bought a boxed one, it still says Scotties on there. So going forward, there's going to be no more Scotties because we couldn't trademark it. So if you get a Scotties, they're going to be fairly rare at this point. But my grandfather Scotty, John Scott, was a Purple Heart winner in Vietnam, Miami County Sheriff, retired, Knights of Columbus Grand Knight, Odd Fellows. I mean, you name it from that point, and ended up getting Alzheimer's through Agent Orange, and so we've given a lot of money, over the years, we've given a lot back, and it's really important for us to veteran suicide. Daryl Worley Foundation was this year's recipient. We give money out of every bottle or every profit that we have to Daryl and to the Daryl Worley Foundation. So yeah, it's really important to us. My uncle Mike is a retired Chief Master Sergeant in the Air Force, and he helped with we had, was it 6 or 7 labels that we did Space Force 2, so you can, yeah, so Coast Guard 2, so all of them will go live, and the Marine Corps one's awesome, the Coast Guard, so you can ship them to any of the naval or any of the bases anywhere in the world, and we can ship them for you. So those are going to go live hopefully in the next
podcast to do that.
Yeah, ship some bottles.
Yeah, we'd love to maybe leak them to you guys for the first time, the designs, and
Yeah,
co-share
absolutely.
that. They're pretty cool. We're really proud of them.
We'll have to raise some money to try to get some of these military bases some awesome
send some
stuff.
care packages.
Yep.
I think this is a perfect time to kind of go into, you kind of popped the question is, when I originally a couple years back had the idea for American whiskey, it was something that I'm just sitting here trying to decide. I did true crime prior to this, and I'm like, what can I do? Like, what can I do other than true crime? And while I'm thinking about it, I'm smoking a cigar and drinking a bourbon, and I'm like, conversations. I go in my wild brain. I'm like, when they were signing the Declaration of Independence, I'm sure they were around a candlelight table, sipping out of a bottle of moonshine or whiskey, and trying to figure out how to make this country continue to grow and get better. And so I got with these guys, and we finally launched it. And so I always ask people that get on this podcast for the first time is, what do you love about America? And we don't care if you're a Democrat. We don't care if you're a Republican. We just love America. Justice League was in the Marine Corps. We've got friends that were in the military. We have family that were in the military. So we really feel what you're saying, Jessica. So Tony, and if you guys want to kind of, what is something that you love about America?
I mean, if the amount of things that we are able to do that nobody else is able to do, even express the opinions that people hate about each other, right? The stuff that you read on TikTok or this or that or the other, to the ability to be able to even do that, or for us to argue over a college football game instead of worried about food, all these different things, because of everything that my grandfather, my family has done. I mean, my kids don't ever have to want for any minor things, right? Food, shelter, anything like that. I think our country has just is so good, and we lose track of where we are so much that we get lost in it. And we're sitting here on a podcast talking about bourbon, and other people are worried about whether they're going to eat.
You're right. Yep, you're exactly right. It's and there's a lot of negativity out there, and it's hard to sometimes feel like we are a great country, because you see so many horrible things in the media, and you just don't know what to believe anymore. But you're right when you say this country's awesome. It is. I mean, you have the ability to seek help if you need it. You have a way to succeed in life if you want to. You have the ability to have a podcast and try to do these things where, Tony, like you said, they don't get that option. It's not even an option. So, but yeah, I know, Jessica, you kind of hit on that already, but I don't know if you wanted to add to that or had anything else to say about it.
Yeah, I think, Tony hit on it a little bit, but we're both relatively young people, and we've been afforded a lot of wonderful opportunities in our lives. And to be able to be at our age and building something that, I mean, I can say I didn't think I'd be 34 and a business owner and, doing this in a small town in America, and be able to share it socially, in a shipping manner with the world. And it's the spirits, it's the products, it's the experiences. I think Tony and I have always been visionaries in, we love an old building, or we love the idea of a really great brand, and to be able to develop that and then see it through, just based on a lot of prior experiences we've had through being a builder and a designer. A lot of people aren't afforded that opportunity in other countries. And I think it speaks highly of Ohio and Troy too, especially Troy. There's something special about it here. The people really get behind it when we decide to do something. It's not just us, it's a lot of other small businesses that we're excited about something. And we, don't get me wrong, we don't sleep a lot, and we pour our hearts and souls and minds into this, but to be able to open something for somebody else to experience, that's pretty special. And I think we can stand behind this product and these, 2 builds that we're about to put up, and be really proud. And we just want to share it with people. We love to really bring this to life.
And we want to celebrate, right? We want to celebrate our past, like, the forefathers that gave their life for us with our bottle, and be able to give back that, or, our Mayflower in the 20s, that building was there. And so many people have so many memories. Give that back to them. In Moeller, we had a church where people got married there. Give that back to those folks. And we're fortunate where we can grow community, grow patriotism, and really make people happy through a product. And that's a rare situation, and we have a great time doing it. That's really rare. You guys have a good time doing what you're doing. Yeah. So
I think us, we'll get it with each other outside of here. We would love to get with you guys with this the bases. Like to get with you guys and try to get a case or a few cases out to some of these military vets and active members. So Jason, Uncle Joey, and Justice League, you guys got anything you want to ask, or
really, I'm just excited to taste the rest of their products sometime when we go there. Everything we've had so far has been phenomenal, and the story that you guys put behind it and what you guys are trying to do makes it that much better. It's not always about what you're drinking, it's why you're drinking it too. And it's just awesome.
Well said.
Absolutely.
Uncle Joey and I might, Jessica, we might see you Wednesday. I'm thinking we might make a little trip out there, and
got nothing to do, man. I'm down.
So we really appreciate you guys. And like I said, we might be over there Wednesday. So leave it up to you guys if you had anything else you wanted to add.
Yeah, you guys got anything going on you want to talk about, share, add, tell everybody about, please, now is the chance.
I mean, I just encourage everybody to, if you want to run a gamut of Miami County, there's a lot of great distilleries. There's a lot of great distilleries in Ohio. Make sure that you get out and try those folks, and pull their stuff off the shelf, because there's a lot of good products out there. And, come over to Troy and try us out. And as we start going through the liquor stores and going through expansion into Columbus market or whatnot, give us a try. And I think for us, it's all about, if we can get you to try our product, you're going to be we're going to be successful gaining it.
I guarantee if you guys try this vodka or this Scott's bourbon whiskey, I guarantee you go back and get another bottle. There's no doubt. I will be going this week, and if we go Wednesday, I'll be coming home with bottles.
I feel like if you drink vodka, you should definitely
Yeah.
give their vodka a try. That's for 19.99.
And we don't talk about vodka
No.
often, but that's worth the talk about.
I will highly say that that's a good bottle, and I would recommend it for anybody that drinks vodka.
Yes.
And I'll be honest, if I had more of this bourbon, I would say I would want you to go get more. But what I tasted, I think it's really good. It's a very solid pour. You guys have
Great
an
job.
amazing thing going over there.
Yep.
Yeah.
We're excited for you guys, and we're 100% backing you guys. You know, it's what you guys have done and what you're headed to do are great things. So we really appreciate you guys
Absolutely.
hopping on here tonight.
Yeah. Thank you.
Just so you know, I told her to send you guys a full bottle.
That's not true.
No, it's all good. We understand, things are
That's
the way
why
they
we
are
were
in this
talking
lovely
shit
state.
earlier. So
But that's a good bottle. It really was. I think
I was like, what the?
you sent a
fuck?
handful of these out, and our buddy Moonshine Bennett down in North Carolina got
Yeah.
one, and he agreed with all of us. So far, even with Big Easy, everybody, we've all got them, and it's a good bourbon.
Jason,
So,
shush up. They screwed us over here, dude.
They kept the full bottle. Gave
Stop
us the
trying
mini.
stop trying to be a nice guy here.
you guys
No,
did a good job.
we love it, man.
We appreciate it.
We very much appreciate it, and we can come support you guys and buy our own damn bottle. So
That's right.
we're totally good with that. So we appreciate you guys hopping on. I hope to get you guys on again because it sounds like you got a lot of stuff popping up here in the future, and we want to keep this open for you guys to hop on here and share those things.
So,
Yep.
Anthony,
Yeah, we're come do a live remote. Come do
Oh,
a live
yeah.
remote.
we'll absolutely
Oh,
come.
yes.
Listen,
we'll
reach out-
absolutely come there.
Reach out to Big Sturge or Dylan anytime you guys have anything big going on or anything like
Yep.
that. We would love to let you guys come on and talk about it, man.
I'll
That's-
actually
I'll
awesome. contact you and we'll actually get something set in stone. And
yeah, we go
we'll get up
mobile.
there. Yep.
so just a little dig at Easy and Sean and Moonshine here, real quick. Bennett, we bought it and we had it before it was cool.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Dylan bought it
Yeah,
a while
before-
ago.
yeah, Dylan knew about it before any of us did.
So, but I told him to buy it. But,
here we
I'm
go.
He did not.
I'm kidding. So,
He
but
gets the
Guys,
coupon.
for real.
we appreciate you guys, and we'll be in contact this week. Try to figure out something. Get over there and get set up and do a live out there. So
Enjoy
we
your trip to
appreciate you
Florida,
guys.
Tony.
cheers.
Yeah.
We
Cheers,
appreciate
guys.
you guys very much. You guys have a great Thanksgiving.
You too.
Hey, appreciate
Thank
you guys.
you.
Thank you.